I've had severe insomnia my whole life and I'm an extremely light sleeper, but lately I've been falling asleep within minutes and sleeping through the entire night, and every morning after these deep sleeps I wake up with fluid coming out of me like I just had intimate time with my boyfriend, even though I have no memory of it. Posted by you/feelingdrugged? So I need to shed some backstory to this. My boyfriend, 27M, and I, 22F, have been together for a while. I've had really nasty insomnia most of my life. It's come and gone since I was only 10. I have to sleep with blackout window blinds because any amount of light keeps me up. Sometimes the sound of my own breathing can keep me from falling asleep. But even when the insomnia isn't bad, it still takes me at minimum an hour to fall asleep. Coupled with the insomnia, I've always been a very light sleeper. To give a perfect example, one night the power went out, causing my fan to shut off. The switch from the soft humming noise of the fan to complete silence was enough to wake me up. And I usually wake up several times throughout the night for absolutely no reason at all. With all that said, let me jump into why I think I'm being given something. A few months ago, I began a new medication that has seriously messed up my libido. If I'm being honest, I've almost lost the desire to have intimate time completely. I still have intimate time from time to time, but mostly just to please my boyfriend and not because I want to. But our intimate life has really plummeted. Again, most nights it takes me an hour to fall asleep after shutting off my phone. But within the past month, there have been a handful of nights where I'm sitting on my phone browsing Reddit or reading when my eyes get really heavy all at once, and next thing I know, I'm completely in a deep sleep. I mean within minutes. I won't wake up again until the morning. This has never occurred in my life, but I saw it as a blessing because maybe I was finally overcoming my insomnia. This may be too much information, but it's very relevant to this situation. Any ladies that have ever had intimate time without a condom know that when you get up after, all of your man's fluid just kind of falls out of you. It's really messy and gross. Well, every so often recently, when I'd wake up in the morning and start making breakfast, I'd get that same sensation. As if I had just had intimate time and all of this fluid is just coming out of me. A few days ago, I put 2 and 2 together. This always happens the night after I would doze off really suddenly. I have never ever felt unsafe with my boyfriend, and he's never really pressured me to have intimate time. He'll get really frustrated when I turn him down, but I've chalked it up to frustration and let it go. But now I've started thinking more and more about it, figuring out logistically how he could be doing this. Every night before bed, I drink a Gatorade in the fridge with my medication. If he is giving me something, he could easily be putting it in my Gatorades. So what the heck am I supposed to do? I mean, bringing this up to him is a pretty huge accusation, especially if I'm wrong. I have no idea how to address this or what I should do. Edit. Wow, I had gone to sleep last night and did not expect this many responses. Thank you so much to everyone reaching out with advice. I'm going to sift through everything and respond to any questions that I can, but I woke up to over 350 responses, so it'll take a while. Relevant comments. Commenter 1, take your meds with something else, like water straight from the tap. You can order date rape substance testing kits online. You basically dip a bit of paper in your drink, I think, and it will tell you straight away. If it tests positive, take it and the drink itself to the police as soon as possible. If it's negative, I would say see your doctor. Ops response, thanks. I knew there were ways to test yourself after being assaulted to see if you had traces of a substance in your system, but also knew that those substances leave your system very quickly. But should I confront him at all? It's so foreign to me to not talk about my problems with him. We've always had such open communication. Commenter 2, are your drinks sealed? If they are unsealed, that's a hint. Like everyone else said, take your meds with something you pour yourself. Also make sure you get your own meds so nothing else is slipped in. As a person who wakes up if an owl farts in China, I feel your pain of not sleeping. Edit 2. Thought I'd answer a few of the frequently asked questions up here. First being what medication I'm taking, 60 milligrams of Prozac. And I've got a lot of people asking why I'm drinking Gatorade before bed. I don't drink those big bottles, just the mini 12 ounces bottles. I drink it because it's a solid way to keep up on electrolytes since I'm not great at keeping myself hydrated. And I guess the way I saw it, I'm already not going to sleep, so drinking something that might affect my ability to sleep won't really matter. And a clarification, when I said I fall asleep within minutes, I didn't mean within minutes of taking my med, but within minutes of that sudden onset of drowsiness, which occurs maybe a half hour after I take my meds. There's been a lot of great advice, but I'm probably going to do one of two or both things. Try to record the fridge and see if I can get video of this happening. And I've ordered these drink test strips that you can dip in your drink, and it will tell you if there are date rape substances in the drink. Update. So I went to inspect my Gatorades in the fridge and yes, I've heard you, I'll switch to something other than Gatorade. I keep them lined up very neatly, kinda how you'd see at a store. I noticed that about 3 bottles back from the first, the seal was broken open. The drink itself is still completely full. So I took that bottle, broke the seal on one, and put it in its place. I went over to a friend's house because I'm completely panicked now. I don't know what to tell him, but the test strips aren't coming in until Tuesday, and I don't want to go back. Update 1, 4 days later. Alright, so a lot has happened since I put up my post, and I really did try to keep this short but failed. Per a lot of people's comments, I checked the bottles to see if any were unsealed. I found one bottle a few rows back with a broken seal. In a panic, I took it with me to a friend's and hadn't come back home until today. My friend and I bought a urinalysis substance test at Walmart which came up clear. Yesterday, I was able to go into an appointment with my primary care doctor to discuss the symptoms. While she reiterated what you all had said, that leukorrhea is a side effect along with the paranoia and fatigue, she believes that if what I'm telling her is accurate, it is improbable that I would only be experiencing these side effects so sporadically. She recommended that I see my OB about the leukorrhea. I have not been to see the OB yet. Today I came home to retrieve the test strips I ordered. I ordered 2 different brands to cover all bases. These would test for substances such as Xanax, Valium, Rohypnol, and GHB. I also snooped around for any hidden medications per one commenter's recommendation but didn't find any. Took the strips back to my friend's house and tried several times. All came up negative. At this point, I was starting to get so aggravated with myself, feeling like it's just paranoia all along. So I decided that I should sit down and talk with my boyfriend about everything. When he got home, I sat him down and explained everything that was going on, from feeling like he's angry about the decrease in intimate time to the symptoms I was having to the one open Gatorade in the refrigerator. He immediately got very angry and defensive, which I thought was weird because I in no way brought this up accusatorily. I was as calm as I could be, but he continued to get angry and finally began blaming all of this on my lack of drive. He said he's been getting more and more angry. At this point, I was so frustrated that I told him exactly what I thought he was doing. I asked him if he could give me a logical explanation as to why one Gatorade would be unsealed. He got angry and left without a word, so I took the time to gather my own thoughts. When he came back, he sat me down and confessed to me what was going on. Apparently he had found out through a friend about a pink pill, which I guess is the female equivalent to Viagra. He refused to tell me how he obtained these pills, which makes me very uneasy. He said that he had been giving me these pills every so often so that I would be interested in having intimate time. I was rightfully livid, but he kept referencing some movie where the girl was slipping Viagra into her boyfriend's drink, and that's why it was okay for him to do it to me in his mind. He swears up and down that the nights that he gave it to me, even though I was clearly asleep, I was still giving indications that I wanted to have intimate time with him. However, he's giving me no explanation of what that means or how I was giving such indications. So I sat down to do some of my own research on it. This pink pill is called flibanserin. There's really not a whole lot of information on it causing sedation. So I hopped over to a medication interaction website. Like I had said, I'm taking the Prozac. But I also take 10 milligrams of melatonin, and since spring had started, I've been taking my allergy medication, Sudafed Allergy. Under interactions, the ingredients in Sudafed Allergy, pseudoephedrine and chlorpheniramine, mixed with this flibanserin garbage causes increased sedation. Not to mention the melatonin on top of this. So, unbeknownst to him, slipping me this pill, at who knows what dose, was causing me to feel heavily sedated. He's continued to try and argue that he really has done nothing wrong, and that it was equivalent to him trying to turn me on by going down on me. But I've already told him that he needs to leave. I'm staying at my friend's house in the meantime because I have no interest in sticking around someone that thinks it's okay to slip medication to people. Edit: I wanted to link the extensive list of substance interactions with flibanserin. Take a look. There are over 50 contraindicated meds that, had I been taking any of them, he could have accidentally ended my life. Even including straight-up grapefruit. Not even a substance. Relevant comments. Commenter 1, holy crap. I mean, he was risking your life with those medication interactions just because he's frustrated. What a scumbag. Commenter 2, kick him out and don't ever talk to him. He violated your trust. What a scumbag. He could have talked to you about his feelings, but he thought it was okay to impair someone. Forget him. Ops response, and the stupid thing is that if he would have just brought the idea to me in the first place about taking something for my libido, I probably would have been open to it. But he decided he'd rather hide it. Commenter 3, wow. That is a flat-out criminal. I'm so horrified on your behalf and glad that you were able to stand up for yourself. Please take time to digest this to mull over your options, whether they be pressing charges, warning his acquaintances, therapy, etc. Ops response, my friend agrees that I should be pressing charges. As much as I want to, I really have zero evidence of it. When all the Gatorade tests came up null, we threw it out because I definitely wasn't going to drink it anyway. Op replying to a deleted comment or to still report the X. OP, is there a way for me to report this and then stay out of it? The idea of going through a whole trial with nothing but his verbal admission of guilt to me in private seems hopeless.